an artisan at NTS Design Co. I go live with you guys every Wednesday over here on the Dixie Belle main page to show you guys some painting tutorials. I am going to bring you guys in a little bit because I feel like you're so far away, and I'm going to bring you guys down. It's hard to tell when I go live because the camera doesn't like give you like a preview of what everything looks like. So just bear with me as you guys are coming on. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. If this is your first time on the Dixie Belle main page, welcome, and I hope everybody's having a great day today. And if you guys are return watchers, then thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. So I have this lovely MCM dresser that I am going to get rid of this very tacky, gross yellow. This was very popular in the 1950s. It is not so popular today. This is a coating. Now, sometimes this will be over MDF. I was lucky enough to score this baby and have her be natural wood underneath. The top I just sanded down. Hey, Jackie, good morning from Kentucky. Thank you for watching today. I was lucky enough that when I was going to give this just a good scuff sand so that my slick stick would stick to it, actually natural wood underneath, which made me super excited. But I am going to paint it. She's not in the best condition, and I really don't want to sand this entire piece. Hello from Alabama. Kathy, thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate you very much. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use Slick Stick, and I have tinted my Slick Stick, and I will go over that with you so that you can get it's just a little bit easier when because I'm painting this black. So I don't want to paint over white because that can be kind of tedious. I don't want to paint 900 coats of black paint. So what I'm going to do and why I decided to use Slick Stick instead of Boss, I am not worried about bleed through at all. This is a very slick surface. This has some sort of a coating on top of it. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I was able to sand through it. Like I said, on the top, which I'll be staining that. It'll be really pretty. And then I'll catch this edge too, but I just didn't feel like doing all that right now because I'm going to be applying Slick Stick, and so I can just sand it off. So I'm not really worried about that. Hello, Patty. Good morning. Okay, so why I chose Slick Stick again is because of the coating that was on here. I'm not worried about bleed through, which is why I didn't use Boss. So I used Slick Stick, and you can tell that I have tinted mine. And so what I have done is I took a plastic spoon and I dipped it in my caviar paint, which is just black chalk mineral paint. And then I didn't like take a whole spoonful. I just dipped it in and then I stirred it in there to make this lovely gray color. This is about the equivalent to gray Boss. And why I tint my Slick Stick is because I don't want to paint 400 coats of paint over white. White is very hard to cover. So that is why I opted to tint this because I knew I was going to be painting this black. Okay. Hello from Ohio. Just purchased my first Dixie Belle paint wall. Oh, congratulations, Patricia. How fun. Enjoy the journey and the new addiction. Buy all the things. All right. So I have a brush that I just used for priming. It is a very loved, very old, beat up Dixie Belle Mini. It is my very first Dixie Belle Mini. You do not have to use a Dixie Belle Mini. You can use whatever paintbrush you want to. I just choose to use a better paintbrush than not to apply my primer. My brain didn't want to work. So for me, it just makes it easier to make my paint go on. All right, so I am going to we're just going to go ahead and start. Hi from Georgia. Hi, Terry. There's a lot of people from Georgia. I have family in Georgia. My grandmother lives in Marietta. If that is close to any of you guys, that's where my family lives, in Marietta. So I'm just going to dip in, and my brush is kind of stiff today, so I'm just going to there we go. I had it in a plastic baggie, and so sometimes it just gets a little stiffer than it needs to be. It just needs a little reassuring. I just dropped Slick Stick. I'm always dropping everything. Whatever, I'm messy. So now I'm just going to go ahead and we are just going to apply our Slick Stick right over this finish. And you can see that it is gray. And a little trick. Yes, I know that there's a big divot in there. My hardware will cover that. Hello from South Mississippi. Thank you so much for watching today. I like to prime my furniture first, and then I will add Dixie Belle mud to see. I feel like when I prime my furniture, it's gonna highlight every ding that's on my piece of furniture. So I typically will prime it first and then I will go, unless it's something obvious, it's like gigantic, like a big gouger or something. But then I'll go back and I will add my Dixie Belle mud and I'll do a little skim coat over the areas that need be, give it a little sand, and then I will go ahead and put some more primer over it from Columbus. But I love Marietta. Oh, yay, nice. Yes, Marietta is really beautiful. I don't really know too much about Atlanta area, but I do know that, like, I guess it's kind of close to Atlanta because when we went to go do all the fun things in Atlanta, it wasn't very far away. But Marietta is very pretty. I like the houses down there. They're really cool. Yeah, my grandmother lives down there. My aunt lives down there. I have a lot of family that lives down there, but they are not from there. All right. So we're just going to go over this just like you would with your paint. You're just going to apply it. You want to make sure that you have a good coverage. Slick stick is pretty thick and it dries pretty quick too. So by the time I'm done painting this entire dresser, I will be able to go back and do a second coat. Hey, from Eastern North Carolina. I'm in Raleigh. Where are you? Hello, neighbor. Hello, hello. All right. We're just going to come on over here. I'm going to stretch because I have short arms. And we're just going to apply on our edges. Like, I will come this way. You don't ever want to go this way off your edge because it's going to blob everywhere. So we're just going to go in. And I'm realizing I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb and people are texting me. So I apologize if my phone glitches out. Hopefully no one will call me. Good morning from South Central Wisconsin. Good morning. Good morning. I bet is it cold there? I feel like it would be cold there. We're going to be in the 80s today. I feel like we got gypped on spring. I'm in New Bern. Oh, that's not too far. Yeah, definitely not too far. So like North Carolina, you get like a few days of really, we call it fall spring, right? Where it's really beautiful weather. And then it's like pollen season, which is just gross. It's just this yellow, gross season that we get here. And then by the time pollen season's done, it's too hot to open your windows or do anything else. So it's like, bam, summer. So spring here is different. And then I feel like we just get gypped. We have a nice fall. Fall is always nice. Spring, we have very mild winters here in North Carolina. All right, this is covering like a dream. I'm super excited about this. I will be painting this in the silk line. You do not have to prime your furniture when you're using silk paint. I sell all my furniture, so I prime everything. Not cold, 55, now 77. Ooh, yes, nice. I like to hear that. That's pretty. All right, have a paper towel because I get slick stick everywhere. Everywhere. All right. Trying not to get this everywhere. My brush is a little stiffer than it normally would be because, like I said, it is a brush that I just used for priming. I'm going to get these drawers and I'm going to get this lip. But this is what we're doing today. We are priming this beautiful piece of furniture. Well, it will be more beautiful once I'm done with it. Hopefully. Hopefully, that's the goal, right? We always want it to be better than before. All right, let me turn this way, you guys. Make sure I'm not missing your questions. If you have any, I have like barely any slick stick left in here, but I like will use every last little drop in here. I will use it all of it. Waste not. All right, and then I'm just gonna come in here. I will take my drawers out and paint better when I'm not live, but a lot of the time, well, most of the time I'm painting on live, so I just paint with my drawers in. So when you are painting, you do not have to paint with your drawers in because you do not have a camera on you. So you can do it better than I can. But for TV purposes, no one wants to watch me paint a drawer like this. Trying not to get paint on me. All right. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's get this top little lip right here. We're going to get this part now. Okay, and I'm not worried about getting it on this because I'm going to sand that off, which is usually why I sand my tops last, because I can go ahead and mess it up and not have to worry about taping things off and making a mess. Or I may just decide to just come all the way up and just stain the top. That's okay too. I think I might do that actually. Plot twist. All right. So we are just covering this lovely shell. I applied Slick Stick and scraped off all the last bit before having to immediately open a new jar. Oh no. All right. Using this again. And I am just going right up to the edge. I did decide to paint this black. I think it'll look funny if I don't. All right. I am going to be sanding this again because I only sand, I'm going to move you guys this way. I only sanded it with 80 grit just to get the gross coating off of it. Because like I said, that coating is disgusting. Like, look at this. Yeah. So I still have to go back over it with 100 and then 150 and then 250 and then 600. That is my sanding routine. Lots of sanding. So once it's stripped, yeah, it's stripped, but I still have to go back and like sand 4 more times just to make sure that you get that nice softness that I am looking for. And then I'm not sure what color I'm going to be staining it. I don't know what I want to do yet. The hardware I'm going to use, I will order it black, but I will make it gold because I feel like MCMs just look fabulous. Black and gold. Black and gold are my jam. Super, super pretty. All right, there's that. Now we're going to go to the other side. So I'm going to turn you guys again. Whee! We're going to come right there. I'm kneeling on my little pad so it doesn't kill my legs. I have this little pad that I bought at a car show. I'm not really sure if people stand on it or what they do. I sit on mine, and I clearly am not using it to work on cars. But I got one, and it's awesome, and I love it. All right, you do not have to be easy with this. There's no like delicateness about this at all whatsoever because it is just primer, but you do want to make sure that you get it on there evenly. And what I mean is you're just going to apply it, and then your last stroke will be nice and even. But as you're getting it on there, you can kind of just go whatever which way you want. Just to get it on. Cover up the grossness. I already feel like it looks better even with just the primer on it. What do you guys think? Gross yellow? Even the gray looks better. Even my Slick Stick made a huge improvement. Yay! Super excited about that. All right. There she goes. And then we're just going to kind of make sure I didn't miss any. Ta-da! All right, let's go down a drawer. You ready? I'm going to lower you just a bit. Just a little bit. I think that's the wrong one. My tripod. All right. I'm the queen of dropping stuff, so I'm hoping not to drop stuff today. Trying not to drop stuff. You like it. Yay. It does look better, Patty. Blech. It was so gross. I hate this. Like, this is an entire set. So I have the long dresser, I have the tall dresser, and I have a nightstand. So you're going to be seeing a lot of this is what I'm saying. And I'm going to paint the entire set to match because I will be putting it in my booth space. And so I feel like it'll sell better if I paint an entire set to match instead of going all kinds of crazy with it and doing everything different. And plus MCM, I try not to go all crazy with it because I try to like, I don't know, certain pieces of furniture, I feel like I can do that. MCM, I try to just keep it, I just try to modernize it, but still stay with that MCM style. Because otherwise the MCM police will just get all over me and yell at me all over the internet for despacing MCM furniture. People get crazy. Even though it's not theirs, it's mine. But whatever. Everybody's got an opinion. What can I say? All right. So it is going to be beautiful here this weekend, I think, which I'm super excited because it's Mother's Day weekend. So any of you mothers out there, what do you guys have planned this weekend? Are you guys doing anything fun? Any brunches, anything of that sort? I probably will not be doing anything crazy. I doubt my kids have anything planned for me, but you know, you never know. I may be surprised. We'll see. We shall see. I don't even care if my son just makes me a card. I told him, I said, don't you worry about spending your money on me now. I don't want you to buy anything for me. I have everything I need, and if I need something, I just buy it anyway. But you can be nice to me for the day, and you can like make me a card. That would be sweet. That's all I ask for. Not anything crazy. I don't ever require those things. I'm never going to be that mom that's like, you have to buy me stuff. Maybe when they're older and they have jobs. But right now, no, not so much. Now I'm like, just be nice. Don't fight with your sister for the day. That will be a gift in itself. Who out there can feel me on that? Sibling fighting is like no other. It's crazy. I'm an only child, so I never had to worry about that. But goodness gracious, my kids fight sometimes. I'm like, what are y'all fighting about? What do you have to fight about? All right, looking good. This is going to be so pretty. And then the bottom, I think I'm going to paint the bottom gold. It's got like this, see it, right? Like, you can't see it. Right there, maybe. Where it's got like the little, it stands up off the ground just a little bit. It's kind of cool. So that's kind of why I got this set. I don't like furniture that just sits flat on the ground. I will always put feet on it because for some reason whatsoever, people don't like furniture that sits flat on the ground. If you put little feet on it, it sells for whatever reason. I don't know. I guess that's not in style. People just don't like that, which is fine. But this, I think, will be just fine the way that it is, hopefully. Hopefully. All right, and I can see a couple spots that have little gouges on them that I will fix with some Dixie mud. And it's gonna look so pretty. Paper towel to try to minimize the amount of primer that I get on my hands. So I'm the queen of getting covered in paint. But I have stuff I have to do today afterwards, so I was trying not to look like a crazy person covered in paint today. All right. I want to garden today. I usually do that. Like, I'll usually go and buy flowers and then go plant around this time of the year because I feel like we're finally done with the freeze. No more cold, no more randomness. It's finally stopped raining 900 days in a row. Do you know in North Carolina, it rained here for 15 weekends in a row? 15 weekends straight it rained. That's absurd. That is an absurd amount of rain. Like, I'm not saying that we don't need rain, but come on. Like, it's beautiful on a Monday and then rains on Saturday. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so over it. My kids feel like vampires when they go outside. They're like, what is this big ball of, what is this? I'm like, oh, that's the sun, kids. You haven't seen that in a while. It's just the sun. Don't worry. It won't hurt you. All right, now we're going to aim down just a little bit so I can show you guys these corners where we're going to be painting. So, who else is tired of the rain? Has it been raining everywhere? I feel like it's been raining everywhere. I've been having like these crazy storm alerts. Like, I don't know, my phone's going off all the time. Moderate rain entering your location. Flood warnings. Blah, 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 blah. My goodness gracious. All right. Come up underneath here. Don't forget to paint your underneath because as soon as your person turns this dresser over to put it in their car, they are going to notice that that's not painted. That's the only time they're going to see it, but they're going to see it after buying it and go, oh, ugh, and make a face. They do. They will. They always do. And you're like, ugh, no one cares, but they do. They care. So always make sure you paint your unders. Your undercarriage, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. All right. I'm literally just slapping this on, you guys. And you can see like right there, we'll need a little bit. That's why I like to prime it first because then you can see all the areas that need just a little bit of love. I cleaned this in Slick Stick before I painted it, but I feel like I've done that so many times with you guys that you did not want to watch me clean a piece of furniture. I try to do the basics with you guys so that you guys can see a piece from start to finish and know how to get things done, kind of go over everything with you guys. Just to make sure you have all the tools that you need to get a piece perfectly beautiful the way that you want it. There we go. Come on. Next week, I'm going to do something fun with you guys. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm going to do something fun with you guys next week. This is what I get for not looking. I'm always covered in this stuff, and it's so hard to get off. All right. I have to use my scrubby soap and like scrub my hands with it to get it off, which is good, which means everything sticks to it. Definitely good. Make sure you guys can see what we're doing. All right. Getting this guy painted. I will sand the edges of my drawer to make sure that they are even. So you don't have like any lumpiness or craziness. You want it nice and smooth. Yes, it's an old piece of furniture, but you also want to put it in like a good condition. The hardware I will be using will be black. And like I said, I will be painting it gold because it only comes in black. So that's okay. I ordered it from Amazon. It will be here by the end of the week, which is perfect because that'll be about the time that I am ready to put my hardware on my piece of furniture. So I'm excited about that. Let's grab this bottom. All right, I'm not worried about getting it on my floor because we are in my shop. This is not my house. So for those that fear when I do that, they're like, oh my gosh, don't worry guys. This is not my floor. I'm not in my house. I paint my floor all the time and do not care. It'll be all right. I do sometimes go back and just wipe it just so I don't walk in it because that's more of an issue than me caring about it being on my floor. All right, let's go back. And like I said, it should be dry enough for me to get a second coat on this because I do paint so thin. It does dry pretty quick. So let's go back up to the top and let's do a second coat. What do you guys think? This side, right? Okay, making sure you guys can see. You want to apply 2 coats of this just so that it does its thing. All of its adhesion. You want to make sure it dries really well. I will let this dry for a few hours before I even attempt to try to put paint on it because I want it to cure. Because you can reactivate it because it is a water-based product. So you just want to be careful. And that second coat coverage, again, I did tint this with a little bit of caviar paint. If you're wondering why my slick stick is gray and not white, it is because I tinted it just a little bit. Look at that coverage. Looking good already, guys. So much better. It's crazy how much updating just that little bit did. Just spreading that product out nice and thinly. All right, now let's come back over here. And I was thinking about taking these little edges. My friend Amelia suggested painting them gold, and I think that's a great, great, great thing. Just in these little crevices. What do you guys think? Just painting the little lines gold? I think that'd be pretty because I'm going to do gold on the bottom, and then my hardware is going to be gold as well. What do you guys think? Gold? I think gold would be pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. There we go. You can go up and down. You can paint any way you want as long as your last strokes are nice and smooth and even. Make sure there's no drips. You definitely don't want any drips. It's so much easier to catch a drip while it's wet than when it's not. Then you either have to take a razor blade and scrape it off, or you have to sand it off, and that's never any fun because then you kind of have to start back over again. And that's not fun either. Make sure you guys can see what I am doing. I think it looks pretty. Not get paint on my AirPods. I'll be sad. They don't need to be slick sticked. No slick stick on the AirPods. There we go. Now let's get this drawer. I will open my drawers to make sure that they don't stick together while they're drying. And it's gonna look beautiful. Super pretty. All right, let's grab just a little bit more. All right. What do you guys think? I think it looks good. I'm digging it already. Let's catch that drip. We were just talking about drips. No drips. All right. Let's lower you guys just a smidge. And do our second coat on this guy. And you can see where you can see through it. And then when you get to your second coat, that goes away. And it just adds the coverage that you need. And then it'll be perfect adhesion for your paint. You do want to make sure that this dries for at least 2 hours before you even try to paint. I will let it dry until this evening. I will have errands that I will need to run today. So that will give this plenty of time. I will put a fan on it so that it can dry really well. If you guys are wondering about that, if you're in a more humid area, you may want to do that just to make sure that it has some air moving on it if you are painting in a garage and it is not temperature regulated. That is just a little tip that hopefully will help you. Come this way. I do have air conditioning in my garage, but I will not putting it on because it is not hot enough. Thank gosh. Thank goodness. It is not hot enough for me to have to crank that AC on today. Because I don't know how to get the perfect temperature in my garage, so I'm always cold because it just like, I don't know. And it blows right on me. I just got slick stick on my knee. So that when I am painting in here, it dries my paint out quicker because my AC blows right where I am sitting. Super annoying. But I'm thankful that I have it, especially in this house. All right, let's back you guys up so that we can catch. Actually, I'll lower you. I'll lower you. There we go. Like, I didn't move it before. Why is it not working? Okay, so let's grab this bottom drawer. Grab the bottom, and I can already see I have a drip. Thank goodness I caught that from before. Okay, so we're going to catch anything that may be on the edge that have overlapped. Sometimes when I'm painting live with you guys, it's hard for me to catch all of the things, so afterwards I always do a really good once over on my pieces just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. You can move pretty quickly on a piece, as you can see. We've been live for what, 30 minutes or so, however, and I've already got the second coat almost finished. And then we'll just paint the bottom. And you guys will know what to do. Well, I'm going to turn this way. Turn you just a little bit. Turn you just a little bit. Not much. Okay. I think it's super pretty. For the inside of these drawers, I will tell you the inside of these drawers are pretty rough looking, and I definitely will be making sure that I will use stain on the inside of my drawers. I will be using the No Pain Gel Stain. Whatever color I stain the top, I will be using. This is my very, very loved drawer. Let me grab a screwdriver really quick, and then we will pop these drawers open, and I will show you how gross the drawers are. They are bad. They are very, very bad. They are not cute. They are in super rough condition. Ouch, my knees just cracked. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right. This one isn't as terrible. Let me show you the other one. The other one's pretty bad. And then, like I said, the best way to fix that is to use, you can sand it, you can paint it. Look how bad that is. That's disgusting, right? They're like bleached out. They've got stains all in them. They don't have a smell. So I am thankful for that. But I will be using stain to fix that because I can't sell a dresser with gross drawers. It's not going to happen. So I'm just trying to crack these a little bit so that they will dry without sticking. You definitely want to make sure that you do that because your slick stick will seal a drawer shut and you will not be able to get it open. These top lips, I'm going to be doing something fun with them. So I always try to do something fun on either this part here. Like I'll paint it, I'll pop a color, but since they're very tight, I will be using gold gilding wax. So I will be using the gold on the bottom and I'll be using the gold up there. And so you can paint with the gold gilding wax. It's actually really pretty. You can just buff it on there and it's going to look super cute. So I'll be putting it on here and I definitely will be using that on my hardware. I'll show you the hardware that I'm going to be using. It's a slide hardware system. So it's super cute, but it's the wrong color because they didn't have the color I wanted. They only had silver. And so with that being said, I have to fix it. And I don't like it. And I also got button hardware because it has these little spots right here. So they have these guys. They're like little button knobs. So the button knobs will go there. And it looks super cute. And then this, so if you guys have a hard time measuring your hardware, don't yell at me, use my teeth. If you guys have a hard time measuring your hardware, Amazon sells adjustable hardware. And all you have to do is just Google adjustable hardware and it'll have like 2 different sizes that you can use. And the best part is it literally, it's adjustable, right? So you're going to put one here and then you're going to put one here and then it's going to fit perfectly for where you want it to fit. Okay. So you can make them bigger or smaller, however you want. They'll go right on there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You don't have to measure. You don't have to worry about filling holes and all the craziness. If you're trying to avoid that, because I hate measuring furniture holes. I don't know how to. It drives me bananas because I feel like no matter how many times I measure it, when I take it somewhere, I can never find the right size. I'll be in Home Depot and it's like a hair off and it drives me bananas. So then you either, like, if you're not painting your furniture, it's tragic. I have a desk right there that I just did the No Pain Gel Stain on in walnut, and it's beautiful, but I can't fill the holes and then stain over it. I mean, I guess you could, but I just feel like you'll be able to see it. So when you're painting, it's not a big deal. You can use what you want and then drill new holes and it's not as bad, but I just feel like I ride the struggle bus when I'm trying to do that. So I just prefer not to if I don't have to, because I hate measuring anything. I'm not the best at that. So Anyway, well, this is what we've got today. Like I said, we're gonna stain the top of this after I sand it like 19 more times. I sanded it with 80. I'm gonna go back over it with 100. Then I'm gonna go back over it with 150, then 220, and then finally I will stain it and then I'll go over it with 600 just to kind of buff it so it gives it that very soft butter touch. And then this will be painted. I think I'm going to paint it. What color am I gonna paint it in? I want to say Anchor in the silk line because that one's my favorite. So we will be doing that and it'll look beautiful. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today over here on the YouTube page. And I'm gonna go clean up my mess. I'm gonna go clean up my mess and do my errands today. I have a few things that I need to do, but you guys can catch me next Wednesday at 10 a.m. right here on the same page, on the same spot, on the Dixie Belle page. So thank you, Dixie Belle, for having me. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me, and I will see you soon. Bye, you guys. Thank you so much.